Hi everybody. I'm going to do a little tutorial and a comparison between Google Calendar and Yahoo Calendar. So first of all, for accessibility, Google Calendar, the availability everywhere on any device as long as you're connected to Wi-Fi. However, they do have the offline feature if you don't have internet, as long as that extension is downloaded to your device. And you need a Gmail account to help you get started with using your Google Calendar. Very similarly to your Yahoo Calendar, available anywhere on any device, as long as your web services are up to date. And you have to have an account to get started, but what I found interesting is that this could also be linked to your Gmail account to create your Yahoo account. In terms of collaboration and sharing, Google Calendar, very collaborative. There's the view only option. You can share out editor version or commenter version. So then that way, based on who you're sharing your calendar with and how you want them to interact with you on your calendar, Google has a variety of ways to do that, and it can be shared out, so exported or imported. Yahoo Calendar can also be imported or exported, and the way that they do their sharing is you can either set it up as a public link through email or just that personal link, depending on who has access to your calendar. In terms of your viewing options, up here on the top I have my Google Calendar, a little screenshot, and you can change your view using this little piece right here. And from that drop down you can select either viewing it by the day, week, month, year, or even your schedule, so just like your list of events. And they also, what I found interesting was that 4-day feature. You can also change that, so if you only want to see your school week, you can select the drop down and customize that. And you can also change your start day. So for example, you can see that I selected my start day as being Monday. And like I said before, that number of days to share is also or view is also an option. Yahoo Calendar was not as user-friendly. I have that one located down here, and you select which type of view you would like to do appear, whether it is your day, your week, your month, your year, and then I'll get to the list in one moment. Some additional features, Google Calendar has the tasks feature, so that can be used with their other Google products. So from Calendar to Drive to Docs to Gmail to Sheets to Slides, Google just is a very nice cohesive way of communicating between all of its services and apps. And it also has reminders, so if there is an email that you want to send out and set up a reminder for it, it'll pop up on your calendar as to remind you for that. And you can also add calendars based on your interests. So like if there's a particular sports team that you want to add to your calendar to make sure that you do not miss a sporting event, that can also be done. Yahoo Calendar is similar. However, it does not communicate with its tasks as smoothly as Google does. If you remember on my last slide, when it comes up with this to-do list, it'll pop up right here on that side, whereas in our Gmail, in our Google Calendar, it'll pop up right here on the side as well. However, it has more features than just the to-dos. All right. And then they can also do the sports teams as well. For purpose and complexity, Google Calendar, purpose, create an event, create meetings, and then add your invitees, as long as you have their email address, and then set up reminders in that piece as well. And with those invitees, you can also make it a Zoom meeting and link it through Zoom. For complexity, it has those advanced features, but it also has the helpful links to help people navigate through Google. Even though it is very user-friendly and simple to use, it does also offer those links to help people out as well. For your Yahoo Calendar, you can again create an event, create a meeting, and add invitees as well, and set up those reminders. However, it doesn't have that nice, easy, just linked with Zoom feature. And in terms of complexity, it is also very easy to use and simple, but having those advanced features that Google does makes Google Calendar a lot nicer to use. So steps for us to create our Google Calendar, I have them linked here, but I'm going to walk you through a little tutorial of it with mine. So if you go over here, this is my lovely Google Calendar. To get there, you just have to select on your little waffle and then select your calendar feature. While you're here, if you want to create a new calendar, on the left-hand pane here, select that plus sign. You can either subscribe to somebody's calendar, create calendar, browse, like I said, from interest before, like if you wanted to add your sports team. But for our purposes, we're going to create a new calendar. So say, for example, I wanted to name it HHS, which is my high school events. So if I wanted to add in those features, and then description, add in a little piece here that it's my Huntley High School calendar events. And selecting your time zone, making sure that it's all there, that you want to be on the same time zone as what you're currently in, or if you want to change it, you can. When you create that calendar, loading. What's very helpful is when you click on that calendar, it allows you to go through and really customize it to whatever it is you need. And you can export that calendar like we had talked about before. And the other feature that I thought was really nice is that when you're adding people, you can really customize how you want them to interact with your calendar, which is very helpful, especially if you're doing something where you want, parents or students to have different access points for you versus your colleagues. And then in conclusion, some things that I just noticed that Google Calendar was very user-friendly. I'm a longtime Google Calendar user. I think it's very simple, easy to use. It's also easy for my high school students to navigate through as well. We leaned on it heavily during the pandemic because most of our students were not in the building. And my school just uses Google Calendar, so I personally use Google Calendar. One of the other features that I always think is really nice too, since I also coach softball, is I load all of our games and practices, and I share that out with my players, so that way everything is updated right away. They can have access to it whenever they want. And the other piece that it can be printed is so very nice. So when you select that print feature, you can select which calendars you'd like to print and for what period of time. And having the ability to have various calendars open in Google is very beneficial. So like my Fort Hays State, my Huntley High School, and my personal Gmail all together into one helps me organize my life. And being able to have it on multiple devices, so not just on my computer, if I would like to access it from my phone or my tablet, it makes that way easier to use. So thank you so much.